Mulch is a material that's applied to the surface of the soil to act as a cover. In nature, we call this duff or leaf litter. In these next 3 slides, what I'm going to do is talk about the different materials that mulch can consist of. First and foremost, now this is the type of mulch that I'll be really stressing and really trying to talk you guys into using, because this is the absolute cream of the crop of the mulches. And what it is it's freshly chipped arborist wood chips. This is the absolute best choice. Fresh, uncomposted, chopped tree trimming chips, also called arborist chips. Okay, so if the mulch came from a source that's similar to this photo that's in the top right part of this slide, that is the mulch that we're talking about. Trees got trimmed or cut down or whatever, and they took the parts of the tree and they put it through the shredder and it chipped out all of it, and then you get it right away. That's when it is the absolute best mulch that you could possibly have. The second choice would be recycled green waste from waste management facilities. Now, this is the green waste from the green bins that we put the green waste in the green bins, and the waste management company comes along with the big truck and takes it to a facility where they process it into mulch. Now, it's a second choice instead of a first choice, because it has already gone to the yard, and we don't know what the origin of this mulch is. We don't know exactly where it came from. Oftentimes it's got trash in it, like glass or plastic or metal, and it can possibly be a source of pests or diseases as well. And then also, it's not a good carbon source, and we'll be talking about carbon a little bit later. It's not a good carbon source for microbial activity because it's already been sitting in a pile for a while. So the composting process has already started somewhere else. But this is our second choice. And then the third choice would be bark of trees or shrubs. Now, bark is it's hydrophobic, it's stronger, so it resists getting broken down by soil microbes. So that's why it's really not either our first or our second choice, because it doesn't offer the benefits that the two above do. So it will not add significant nutrients to the soil like the above two do. It takes a long time to break down, and it doesn't promote soil microbial activity. So I'll be saying a couple of times in this talk, just lay down these arbor chips, and here comes nature to get it. Here come the microbes to get it. This does not really happen with bark mulch. So this is not a preferred method, but it's a type of mulch that you'll see out there. Another type of mulch would be pine needles. Now, pine needles, contrary to popular opinion, they do not make the soil acidic. They don't acidify the soil. But the best mulches are coarse and chunky, and pine needles are not that, but you can use pine needles. Then we have straw or hay, and straw is better as hay has too many seeds. And straw is pretty light, so it can blow around in the wind. And this photo, Greg gave me this photo. He'll be coming out a little bit later and talking a little bit about his own experience with mulch. And he provided this to me. I think this is our garden. So straw or hay are another possibility. Shredded wood products or shredded lumber. Now, this, you see this a lot offered in bags of mulch and also in bulk, is that it's often it's construction lumber that has been chipped down, shredded. So the particles can be sharp and splintery, and they could have toxic chemicals on it because it's construction waste. A lot of times they use pallets for these. Okay, so now this part is mulch materials that are not so desirable. And this is stone, rock, or gravel. Now, stone, rock, and gravel, they don't add anything beneficial to the soil, and that's why they're not so desirable. Because the arbor chips especially add a lot to the soil. They call in the beneficial microbes, and then nature happens, and all of these processes go to work. That doesn't happen with stone, rock, or gravel. So a consideration, however, a major consideration with stone, rock, and gravel is for firescaping. And I'll be talking about that in just a little bit. It's best used for plants that are native to the desert or the coast because they're used to having rocks or gravel around them and not decomposing wood around them. Okay. Compost is also used as mulch, and this is not desirable because it's too fine in texture. So it not only supports weed growth, but it promotes weeds. So it's really, and it breaks down too quickly. So it's really not good to use compost as a mulch. And we have dyed mulches, and people often ask about these because they're readily available at the soil yards and also in bags to buy them in bags. I couldn't find any research that said anything about the dyes being harmful to anything, to plants, soil, or microbes. But so the dyes can be harmless, and these mulches are usually made from construction debris. So the drawbacks of construction debris used as mulches apply here for the dyed mulches. And then we have rubber mulches. These are not only costly, but the rubber contains chemicals that are toxic to the soil. And then lastly, we have sheet mulching. Now, sheet mulching gets an honorable mention here mainly because it's a popular solution for getting rid of turf grass or weeds. The idea of sheet mulching is to smother the unwanted plants and let them compost in place. It involves cardboard or newspaper, compost, and mulch that are laid down in various layers. And there are various recipes for how much to do and which layer to do next. And there's a lot of recipes out there.